I want to tie, Bridge, what you said to not only Eric Hayes, but to Mike Cisak and to Lee Grant. One thing you're going to notice is these are three conservative white guys. And I'm going to be very, very respectful in the way I say this. Remember what you gave us yesterday, Bridge. I hope Eric, Cisak, and Grant hear the way I want to express this. It's not an all white guy issue. It's a some white guy issue who is predisposed to be programmed by the right wing who are using them just like they were used in the Bacon's Rebellion. And we are here to learn, folks. And nothing here is to disparage anybody. We're here to learn. Bridge brought up a subject saying that Eric doesn't have any space in his mind to really think and put other alternatives in there. It's not that. It's that he's been programmed to be fearful, and that fear is manifested just like this woman says.
I can think about humans in the wild. It's very rare that you would be feeling that level of fear and shame without good reason, like running away from saber-toothed tigers or whatever. So your brain says, all right, I'm feeling ashamed a lot. There must be a reason why, and it will find a way to justify the very emotions that are being used against you by pernicious algorithmic psychos. And those justifications are not trivial, right? They're like fundamental shifts in worldviews, fundamental shifts in sense of identity. Reversing those justifications and changes is very difficult. Even if you can, and you can change somebody's mind at a factual level, that initial emotional residue tends to stick around. That will be the thing that informs somebody's behavior, like which causes you advocate for, who you vote for. Like that will have much more of a bearing than all of the logical stuff.
That is so true. That is the disease. That is the cancer that is affecting a whole lot of our, specifically white men, but also some black men that feel an inferiority complex because they feel a false sense of being left behind. Not that they're really left behind. A lot of it is of their own doing. It's the same thing that's happening in Springfield with a particular group, because you have the Haitians come over here. What I tell people all of the times, immigrants that went through the rigor to make it over here, they are mobile. They are either rich in the country they're from, they're above the fray in the country, or they have that intrinsic strength. That strength that says, I can move forward. I am going to do it. And moving forward is coming. They see an opportunity in America, and they come to America by hook or crook because they know that they can actually get something accomplished here. It's no different than the people who settled America. They were the ones willing to come across the ocean in a ship that they weren't sure if they were going to live or die. They came to America. They did something special. They came to America. But the difference is in the morals, right? When they came, they showed that they could escape the bondage or the thing that they were in their country. They came to America, to the United States. And what they did then was not just to say, I'll take this piece of land that is empty and develop it, etc. They came and they conquered. They said, I'm going to take the entire Louisiana Purchase. I'm going to move westward. I own it. I name it. I take it. That is what those settlers that came from Europe were all about. Yeah, they were also a cut above. A cut above doesn't mean morally good. A cut above just means you are willing to move forward no matter what. Those immigrants from Venezuela, Panama, Honduras, Jamaica, Haiti, and all these other places, they are a cut above in that they're willing to take the risk and take the chances to make it here, okay, to make it somewhere. It's not only here they're coming. They're also, you have Cubans going to greener pastures in Jamaica. You have Cubans going to greener pastures in Brazil. You have Venezuelan going to better pastures in Ecuador. It's not only America that is actually taking the brunt of this migration, created much of it by American policy. But when you have elections devoid of honesty, devoid of morals, we can then get into the condition where that woman that Bridge MCP brought to us yesterday, she showed the carnality of the human mind of some. And those are weak minds that need to strengthen themselves up to be able to take what Dean Joseph just said, expressed When you look at Haiti, understand what the problems are with Haiti from its inception. They went ahead and beat the crap out of France. And then in order for the rest of the Western world not to come down on them, they had to pay for their own freedom. But to show you the limitless, the thinking process, when you have somebody like Brother Grant say that, hey, Haiti, those Haitians committed genocide on the French. No, wait a minute. The French for decades, for centuries, were enslaving these people and they fought for their freedom. You didn't call it genocide when the people who came here enslaved and maimed and killed the natives and pretty much indentured servitude the Chinese. You see, again, the reason why the right does not want you to think critically is because we're all human. And everything that the Westerners did in America is something that other cultures would have done at some point in their history. It's not a white thing because white makes no sense. There's no white. It's just human. There are human characteristics that have to be improved. Socializing humanity has created better humans. Period. When we created living in society, socialized, when we created society, we created dependency among each other. And having dependency amongst each other is something that protects us all. Because if we are all individuals, if we're all rugged individuals, we look out for number one. That's the problem I have with capitalism, because it purports to preach rugged individualism. Rugged individualism means selfishness. Look out for me first. Society means social. We socialize. In socializing, we make ourselves dependent on each other. In our dependency on each other, we are not only more efficient, but we cannot hurt each other. Why? Because we depend on each other. We are a unit. We are a body. We are an organism. We are an organism of organisms. It is so hard for people to critically think on these issues so that we can actually get to it. Let's get smart, folks. For those people that are locked into that way of thinking, that always trying to find a reason why their racism, a reason why their prejudice, a reason why their ill information is that way, it must be difficult living in that body. My most liberating feeling came when I gave up my prejudices, when I gave up my homophobia, when I gave up my sexism, because the freedom it gives you to just look at folks for what it is, it's amazing. But the morass that Mike Cisak, Lee Grant, and Eric Hayes live in, I feel I am empathetic towards you, and I kind of feel sorry that you have to have those feelings of fear within you. It is sad, but I am thankful that you're here, because I hope that as we plant seeds in your head, that at some point it'll get away from some of the Trumpian mentality and do something good into you.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.